Yo, what's going on, Nomads and Drifting Podcast listeners? I'm Brian.
And I am Monica.
And welcome to our podcast, Backspace Nomads, episode 37. On today's podcast, we're going to be talking about games that should not be made into movies.
Oh, yes, we are.
And then we're going to get into the good, the bad, the indie for October 22nd through November 4th. But before we do all that, Monica, how have you been?
I have been really great, Brian. And by really great, I mean I'm really tired of being bullied by you.
I am not a bully. How dare you?
Brian likes to bully me right before we start this podcast every week. And then we put it on and I just have to smile and act like everything's okay. But in reality, he tries to make me feel bad about, my hygiene and the fact that, I maybe haven't showered for a couple of days because I've been working so much.
To say I have to try to make you feel bad about that stuff is kind of a leap. I feel like you share it with me because you're trying to shame yourself because you know what you do is wrong. You know it is. You know it's wrong.
No. I just happened to mention that my hair was a little greasy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's well known that like my way of dealing with my body is just a little bit unique. You
are.
So,
you're a little butterfly over there with the way you clean yourself.
Yeah.
What have you been doing this week?
I've bbeen working a little bit on our super secret project.
Ooh, secrets.
That you know about.
I do know about it.
So it's not a super secret to you, but for our listeners, there's a super secret project going on. And it's going to be going on for a while before you find out what it is. But I'm really excited about it. And I think that it will be something that if it landed in the good, the bad, and the indie, would definitely fit in the good and the indie. And if you ever said it fell into the bad, I'd murder you.
Yeah, I'm definitely excited about it. We've been having meetings about it. I'm ready to just kind of kickstart the next part of our life. You know what I mean? It feels like the next phase of Nomads.
Yeah.
So I guess we can't talk about it. I don't know.
No, we can't. What are we supposed to say? It's super secret, guys.
Yeah.
But we want you to know that we're doing something, but we can't tell you about it. It's like we're the club here, but we're only 2 people, and we want you to really want to be in the club with us. But we're like, we don't know if you're cool enough. And you're like, you're only 2 people. Like, you don't even have a clique.
We have a third person. They just don't know about him yet. He's the super secret person sitting in the background.
Yeah,
There's a third person a part of this club.
That is true.
Would you do anything for Halloween?
No, I worked.
Halloween.
Let's not talk about my life anymore, please. God, it's like every week. It's just, what do you do? Oh, I worked like 45 hours and I got 5 new gray hairs. Thank you.
I was bringing up Halloween. I really didn't care about yours. I was just trying to segue into my Halloween.
Oh, okay, great. How did yours go?
I'm selfish.
Sounds fantastic.
Dude, it's so good. I drank some hot cider. I binge watched Stranger Things season 2 on Halloween. Very fitting. I even carved a pumpkin that was like the Stranger Things like lights, with like the alphabet.
Like Dad.
I felt dad-like, and my dog Huckleberry, my bloodhound, he was sitting there. I think he was trying to look at me because he wanted to go trick-or-treating, but we don't got time for that. They don't hand out dog treats at the houses. Do you know about the blue pumpkin phenomenon? Have you ever heard of this blue pumpkin?
No. Okay. Is this like the blue dress? If the dress is blue or gold?
No.
Is the pumpkin orange or blue?
No. It's basically, I didn't know about it until this year, but my chick was all about it because apparently you put a blue pumpkin on your porch if you have treats and goods that like aren't candies because kids have so many allergies nowadays that you like fill it up with like fake tattoos and like spider rings and stuff.
What the fuck?
I don't know. They're all about it. And, we had a couple of kids just come up and take candy. Nobody took the blue pumpkin stuff. I felt like they judged us. Like, what are you doing?
You just leave all your stuff on your porch for kids to randomly like take?
Yeah, I don't want to deal with them. I don't want to open up my...
Are you fucking kidding me? You are a gold mine. I would have just stolen all of the shit off your porch as a child.
See, unlike you, I'm from the Midwest, the wholesome part of the country where we're trusting in people. And in my neighborhood, we trust each other.
In my neighborhood, trick or treat was like communism. You come and you get your your one piece of bread, you know, and then you go on your merry way until the next day or next year.
Oh, see, people can take whatever they want from mine. We don't get a lot of trick or treaters in my neighborhood because there's just not many kids. So like, you can just load up your bucket, and you're not gonna put a dent in our stuff because I put out a lot. Because really, we're just buying candy for us later on. Like we're buying
Nice.
November candy is what we're doing.
Yeah. Well, at least you aren't the person that gives out pennies.
No. Yeah, I'm not gonna make that joke. I've been playing a lot of Hob this week too. Have you Have you seen that indie game?
I've seen it, but haven't played it.
That is a fun goddamn game. I think I'm already like 8 hours into it. I had like one day off where I had nothing planned, and I just sat down there and I couldn't get away from it. Runic Games are the people who made it. They did what dungeon? Oh, I forget what game they made now. They made two really popular games I can't call the name of.
Cool.
Yeah, I know. Hey, I'm doing a podcast here. I can remember a lot of information. I'm here, you know? Dungeon Crawlers 1 and 2. Thank you. And Hob is just such a fun game. That's like the next game in the series. They went from dungeon crawling to like a platformer type of game. It feels very Legend of Zelda, but just the style in it and the way they use colors and design, like everything is kind of like steampunky with gears. And they have these massive like land pieces that come up from underneath, like from nowhere. And then all of a sudden they pop up and you play on it. I'm blown away. Like, you should definitely check into Hob. It flew under my radar when we were doing the good, the bad, and the indie.
Yeah.
And I've seen so many people checking it out. I was like, well, let me give this a spin. And I'm absolutely loving it, man.
Rad. I'll have to download it.
If you can find time. I'm not trying to bully you into playing Hob, all right?
You are bullying me, but you know, it's a weaker version of your normal bully, so I can deal with it. You're making me tough. I'm tough now.
See, I feel like I was bullied at the top of this podcast, and now I just have to tone mine back down.
Oh, is that all we do to one another? Is just bully each other?
Oh yeah,
we're friends.
I was the nicest person before we started this podcast, and you just brought stuff out of me that I don't know how to take back.
I'm not surprised.
Yep. All right, let's jump into our first segment for the night. Games that should not be movies. We're going to talk about games that we think should never come to the big screen.
They should never be. Yeah, no adaptations here. And I'm really excited about this because I started trying to think of, you know, what games should really never be a movie. And it's really hard.
Yeah.
Because you think about it, and you know, some movies that have been game adaptations, like you wouldn't consider them, but they can work. Like, it doesn't have to be an RPG to work. So one of the ones I initially thought of, I was like, oh man, like Plants vs. Zombies, the movie.
That could be terrible.
But I love bad movies. So I'm literally imagining this almost like Teletubby style horror film.
Yeah.
With these furry, like felt type plants, people in plant outfits fighting zombies. And the more I thought about it, I was like, oh, that would be a bad movie. And the more I thought about it, I'm like, I want to make this movie. That's our super secret project. No, I'm just kidding.
How could you?
No, but I don't know. So that was on my list, but then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, this could be. Do you like bad movies?
There's a time and the place for a bad movie, you know?
I love them. Like, I think Triple X, like the first one, is just like up there for me. There's a horror film called Black Sheep where like all the sheep in New Zealand start attacking people. I love that movie. Just any, like, you know, Night of the Lepus, which is about gigantic killer rabbits. One of my all-time favorites. Like, so I think Plants vs. Zombies actually is a game that should be a movie, where originally I put it in this.
Dude, we're blowing this segment up already because I see this as like a 1950s like grindhouse, like drive-in movie theater, like The Blob. It's like Plants vs Zombies.
Yeah, for real. But one that I did think about, and that I will stick by as far as it should never become a movie, is literally anything Zelda.
What?
Yeah.
You think? Why?
Yes. Because think about the main protagonist. Think about his lines.
Just says
you wouldn't be able to have Link talk. He wouldn't talk.
You didn't like Castaway?
Oh.
It'd be like Castaway for 2 hours.
But you couldn't have Link talk in the movie. It wouldn't make sense. Mm-hmm. It would feel too weird.
True.
And I feel like it also would be really weird for this person to just go around and make noises in a movie.
You don't think that would be the cringiest, funnest movie to ever watch in your life?
But I don't think you want Zelda to be cringy. You want Zelda to be, like, you want a film adaptation of a Zelda game to be good.
You think so?
I think so.
I don't know, because, like, World of Warcraft came out, and I didn't go see it because they tried to take it so seriously. And, like, this is the World of Warcraft, and we're going to save the universe. And it was just cringy and horrible. I think you want...
I laughed in that movie.
You saw it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Theaters, dude. And I was
you paid money?
Yeah, I didn't know. We did like nothing to do, and I went to the theaters and I watched it, and I was just cracking up. I was like, "What is this?" And then I went out and I was like, "That was fucking horrible." And then people liked it. Some of my friends were like, "I love that movie." I'm like, "What? It's crazy." One of my favorite scenes was spoiler alert. When the sun dies, I'm sorry. I was cracking.
Is that a kid or the actual son?
Oh no, the kid.
Okay.
The father's son dies, and
It's Warcraft. It could be either.
I was cracking up. I was about to lose it in the theater, and it's supposed to be this touching moment. I was like, I'm loving this.
How'd the son die?
Yeah. I don't remember, very dramatically, and everyone was like, "Oh!" I was like, "Oh man, this kid died." I sound like an evil person, but it was a really funny scene. Yeah, and you know what? If you cried, I'm sorry. I'd give you a hug, but then I'd laugh at you.
I think a movie that I would never want to see come to screen would have to be like a live action adaptation of Crash Bandicoot. It just seems like Hollywood would eat that shit up, and it would be horrible. Like they would actually make Crash Bandicoot like a real animal who just all of a sudden can talk, and they're doing that bad animatronic on his mouth in like 3D rendering, and he's running around jumping with like the tiki guy. It feels like it would be horrible, but I could almost guarantee you.
What if it was a Wes Anderson film?
I'd go watch it. I'll sign me up for Wes Anderson. Just give me those like symmetrical cinematography he does, and I'm there. Yeah. Especially with Crash Bandicoot, because of the way the game played on the camera angle is always like, top down. Like, that is a Wes Anderson movie. Yeah. All right, dude, we are like, I don't know why we came up with this bit, because everything we're coming up with just sounds fantastic.
Yeah. So, dude, this similar thing happened. I thought of a game, and I was like, man, this would be such a stupid fucking movie. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, this needs to be a movie, and it was Super Smash Brothers. First, I was like, that would be so, but think about it. Like, it could be like almost like you get some backstory on everyone, and it would be almost like the Karate Kid. Like, you'd have to concentrate on like a couple of characters, but they go into the arena, and then they just keep getting like thrown 5,000 million feet off the arena, and then it could be half the film could be the trek back.
Yeah. Just one character you're checking in with him, and like throughout the movie, still running back, just going.
All the trials and tribulations of like, he's just running. He's like, oh, fuck.
Gotta get back to Mario.
It's Kirby. Oh, sucking air in, trying to make it. Like, oh, I can't keep doing this. But I don't know. I thought like as far as I
jumped like Mortal Kombat in my head. Like that is where I went with when you brought up Smash Brothers. Like, can you imagine the Mortal Kombat adaptation, like just being with like Mario and stuff, where they're like getting the team together, they're going to like, they're going to the jungle and they find DK and they're like, we gotta go do this.
Yeah.
And then like the creepy hand comes down to attack everyone.
Yeah.
I'm ready for this movie.
Dude, I think it could be really, really good. I don't know. I feel like I need to. Fuck, we're doing the wrong thing. We don't need a podcast. We need to become directors, writers, directors, and we can't produce. So we need people to just, you know, any producers out there listening to this podcast, call us. You know.
Yeah, we're ready to get sexually harassed. Just
but since yeah, but so Super Smash Brothers, I was like, bad movie, and then I'm like, no, possibly great movie.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized that there is one that I think probably wouldn't make a great film, and that would just be The Sims. It would be like any drama that has, like, you know, circulates around a family, except like way too focused in on like the day-to-day, where normally, you know, in your drama you're focused in on the interpersonal relationships. This would be like, okay, I'm going to the bathroom, and you just literally watch the person like pull their pants down and pee, and then they come back out and they're like, I'm angry at you, and then there would be a fight between the couple, and you'd start getting invested again, and you'd be like, oh my gosh, you know, I can't believe this is happening to this family. This is so tough. And then someone would be like, I need to get a job. And, you know, you'd get thrown off all the time. There'd be too much real life going on.
Can I tell you something? I think you just described Office Space without the comedy. I think that's literally what you just did.
That's pretty much it. It's pretty much it. I mean, I guess if it was a comedy, it might work, but still, it would be rough.
No, you gotta take the comedy out of it. It's The Sims. Like, the funniness comes from how bad their lives are, and they're just like garbled, you know?
Yeah. I don't know. I just don't think a Sims adaptation would really work out.
It'd be horrible because you would actually not follow them to work. They would go to work, and you would just sit on the house and watch that for a couple of scenes.
Yeah.
That's like the mid. I think my other one, and I guarantee you there have been talks about this somewhere in Hollywood at some development house to bring Candy Crush to the fucking silver screen. You know that's happened. After, what was that Adam Sandler movie, Pixels, where they just took, you know, old school arcade games and put them into the real life. The real life, I can't talk, I'm sorry. Like, Candy Crush as a game in the real world would just be god awful. Like, these big set pieces coming down. There's, like, you know, just some teenage kid trying to figure out how to save the world. And he's trying, you know, he's got like a high school sweetheart who's like, doesn't know what's going on, but ends up being really good at this game. And they just save the world together.
He keeps calling all of his friends and family and asking them to like sign up so that he doesn't die.
Like, hey, I need one more life. Sign up.
So wait, would it be maybe it could be a suspense film where he's like close to not being able to like make a move, and he has to, almost like 24, where they're just constantly on the phone. It's like, dun, 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 you know, like, and then he's like, I have to make a move, Mom, please sign up on your phone.
We can sign up together. And then everyone in the cities, everyone's signing up together, giving him life. Oh my
God. It's a success story.
Yes.
And like everyone bonds together. And then, it's like, Pay It Forward, the movie Pay It Forward, but it's just to win at Candy Crush.
Yeah. Ooh. Wow.
I still wouldn't watch it. I think it's a shitty movie, but it could be one.
You think Pay It Forward's a little bit weirder now that we know about Kevin Spacey?
Everything's a little weirder now that we know about Kevin Spacey.
Okay, just real quick. I don't know. I think we started the segment out saying these are games that shouldn't be made into movies, and I feel like with the right people, they actually might be fantastic movies, because I think I want to watch all of these except maybe Zelda. I think you sold me on not having Zelda.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. What should we call the segment now? It's games that should maybe be made into movies.
In parentheses, should be movies.
All right, let's head into our next segment for the night. The Good, the Bad, and the Indie. The Good, the Bad, and the Indie is where we look through all the new releases in gaming and bring you our opinion on what games you should play. the ones you should avoid, and the indie games that need to be on your radar. This week, we're looking at games that were released within the last 2 weeks, October 22nd through November 4th. Monica, let's start me off here. What's your good for the week?
I sure will, Brian. My good for the week is going to be Debris.
Ooh.
Debris is an atmospheric single-player adventure game. I really like adventure games. I know I probably trend towards recommending similar types. I'm sorry about that. I try to spice it up a little bit, but old habits die hard. And this adventure game looks fucking badass. It's set in a surreal frozen ocean. Trapped in the depths, you must reach the surface to survive. Power is scarce. Your team is lost, and unusual creatures lurk in the darkness. Escape together or die alone. To be honest, anything like sea-based, we've played quite a few different sea-based games.
Yeah, Narcosis.
Since we started this, yeah. And I really have decided that I like that dynamic. I like that it's a frozen ocean. And just in general, this like the exploration and the creepy factor seems like it's right there. I wouldn't say that this game is horror, even though it says it as it tags it as a possibility. But I wouldn't go into this game expecting that. Some suspense, sure, but really just like a badass environment that you can jump into. Yeah. Like, who doesn't really want to like swim around with jellyfish?
I don't.
Oh, I thought that was everyone's like number one dream.
No. I have you ever been stung by a jellyfish?
No, that's my dream to be though.
Oh, why don't you come to Florida? We can make this happen. I know the oceans that are infested with jellyfish.
Just want to jump in.
I will say though about this game, the screenshot where all the deep sea jellyfish are there just looks amazing. The way they're using like the really dark blacks and the contrasting it with these lights, super cool.
Yeah, it looks eerie.
Yeah, that's the first thing that popped at me was just the colors in this game immediately grabbed you. Like being under the ocean is like just lends you so much to amazing imagery.
I think the coolest thing too, and I don't know if I brought this up on the podcast, but anything that's deep sea, that is an entire part of our world that we know basically fucking nothing about.
Yeah.
And so space and all that can be creepy. But when you really think about the ocean and like some of the shit that dies and like floats up to the surface and we randomly find it, we've never seen this thing before. It's the last frontier of our world. Yeah. And that's just really interesting to me. Yeah.
My good for the week would have to be Assassin's Creed Origins. Everyone knows what this game's about. You are picking up the next in the series, heading into ancient Egypt, the land of majesty and intrigue, disappearing into the ruthless fight for power. What I really dig about this game is actually the first Assassin's Creed in a long time to actually pique my interest. Everyone who's been playing it, everyone who's been reviewing it, are kind of saying this is kind of revitalizing the series, getting back to kind of basics, telling a really great story, adding in new mechanics. I think one of the coolest things, I was watching videos on YouTube of this, and I think I'm going to go pick this game up fairly soon, probably with my next paycheck, because right now I'm broke after TwitchCon, is how immersive they've done. Like, it is completely immersive. They've done such a great job with just doing little details to put you in the world. When you're out in the fields next to the workers, they start singing together when you're near them, right? Like you can ride different animals in this one. So you're riding a horse and then you're riding a camel, and the horse sounds a lot louder than the camel does. The camel is really light because the hoof is different. Anytime you're walking through like fields of flowers or weeds, like they do the whole gladiator gimmick where like the hand starts to drag through the flowers and stuff.
Oh, romantical. Right? Yeah.
I seen a clip of it where there's a surgeon like digging into someone's body, like a cadaver, and like the cadaver's skin's moving and he pulls something out.
Ew.
I am ready to get back.
I don't like things like that.
Dude,
it sounds rad.
It's amazingly rad.
Yeah.
So I haven't played an Assassin's Creed game in years. I used to like 100% complete them. I used to be in love with the series, so I think this one it might have got me back into it.
I'm glad you're rekindling your relationship with
Yeah,
the franchise. I hope it works out for you. You know,
me too.
everyone deserves a second chance.
You know I love the ass Asians.
Oh God. No, we're not backing off from that. Yeah, I see you going to try to just go to
Monica, what's your bad for the week?
No. Ass Asians.
Ass Asians.
In our show notes, Brian had like just ignored the it's still there. Ass Asians creeds. And I was like, no, Brian, you have to think about it as like a sexual act, ass in.
Oh.
If you just think, oh, you know, ass in is what assassins like, then you'll never forget how to spell it.
Oh, see, I think I just like defaulted to spelling it like that just because of kind of, like I've put those words into search bars before, you know what I mean? And so it just kind of like it's kind of like jumped right into there.
Oh my God. I understand. Okay.
Thank you.
So my bad for the week. I'm pretty stoked about this one, guys. I think I found one that, for one, you weren't going to get anyway, but I'm really ready to rip into it, even though it's free to play. I'm really ready to just...
the first free to play on the bad list?
No, I have found other ones. There have been other free to play. My one last week was like 50 cents. But you know what? Your time is money. Okay.
Yeah. Some of us.
Well, just assume even all of us have some worth with our time. I don't know. So Jump Sky, this is pretty much all you need to know about it. It says jump and have fun.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, jump and have fun. It's a small game by jumping on the road to reach the destination, free and simple and interesting.
Ooh.
You can watch the scenery, buildings, and interesting things along the way. If you're interested, you can contact me and add your own ideas. So maybe you know, some people will be able to actually interesting, right? So maybe some people will be able to give this interesting game some interesting ideas on how to get better. Ooh. Free to play. There is like one I did notice most of the time everyone's just really ripping into this game, but I found a positive review for it. And this one says it's big thumbs up. Honestly, give me 3 hours and I'll make a better game than this. Jump Sky is nowhere near a finished game that should be released on Steam. 10 out of 10 would recommend to my friends.
I don't think he has good friends.
No, I think he's an asshole. I think this person could probably be friends with us.
Probably. He might have a guest spot coming up here on the Nomads.
Should I reach out to him?
You should. Reach out to him.
All right, hold on.
Here's my favorite part about Jump Sky. Update 1.1 released November 2nd, which was today. Literally, this guy just put this update up today. Update 2 added some wallpapers and models, changed setting options. That's the update list. I love this guy.
Yep, it's great.
My bad for the week would have to be Ninja Way, developed and published by Bullet Games, an unusual platformer that will bring the best out of you and your concentration while teaching you to navigate in rapidly changing situations easily. I don't think that's how you write sentences.
It sounds though like this could teach you this could teach you just almost like Taekwondo. It sounds complicated.
Excuse me, Monica. I'm a yellow belt. I don't need to be taught Taekwondo. All right?
I'm sorry.
It's all right.
Sorry.
I'll accept your apology. Let me. I'll get you in contact with my Grandmaster Rose, and he can tell you all about me.
Okay.
Here is my favorite thing. Let me go a little bit deeper into about this game for you. You think you've seen everything possible in video games? Try this simple arcade game, and you will discover something completely new and unusual. Despite the simple gameplay, you will have to rely on your consciousness and perception all the time.
Wait a second. You will have to be awake?
Yes!
And be able to perceive things
Apparently,
in order to play this. Unlike other games, guys.
Dude, we've been playing games sleeping and beating them, it's time for us to get woke, Monica. It's
Dude,
time
I'm
for us
ready to
to
get
get
woke.
on the ninja way. And
Yeah.
this guy's amazing level design is literally like a board with some spikes sitting on top of it, and it just tilts a little bit back and forth here and there. This game's features, fantastic description of his features, interesting and innovative mechanics. Apparently, jump mechanics are innovative. He also has unusual and original levels. Well, they're definitely original because no one else is making levels like that. Probably for a good reason. Simple controls. Obviously, I think this guy's only hitting the jump bar. A lot of interesting achievements for you to collect. Let me give you the number for how many achievements are in this game. 2,600 achievements.
Holy fuck.
If you are an achievement hunter and you want to boost your stats, pick up the Ninja Way. Because you're going to get 2,600 achievements to rub in your friends' faces. Take that, Billy. Take that. I got 2,000 more achievements than you. And just so you know, this game's also compatible with Windows, Mac, and Linux because people who play on Linux definitely want to check out the Ninja Way. I don't know.
I'm really surprised. You know, I have to say though that it does have about 5 more features than Jump Sky, which is just jumping. So, but yeah, still, I still think it's a good bad choice. I don't know if they could work together. Yeah, for sure.
They got it. Oh, you can also pick this game up. It's on sale right now, 20% off, only $1.59.
What a steal!
What a steal! What's your indie for the week?
All right, my indie is borderline a massive game. It was an indie game that the original sold over 1 million copies. It fucking crushed it. And the reason why it probably crushed it is because it's so intense. Mud Runners, Spin Tires, Mud Runner. Is the ultimate version of the million-seller hit. Spin Tires drive incredible all-terrain vehicles venturing across extreme landscape. It's not just an enhanced edition. It's the ultimate off-road experience.
Yes.
I think what I really fucking like, actually why I selected this, and this is definitely something I would play for the jollies, you know. I don't think I'm like, oh man, I really just love spinning my wheels in mud. That's not one of my hobbies. I get it. It's, you know, off-roading seems like a chill hobby to have, and so I could see that people
chill hobby.
You're just chilling, you know, just chilling with your fucking cliffs and like rolling your car, you know, just chilling, whatever, dude.
Hanging out with
whatever, bro.
Bruh.
But you know,
you got that 23 cliff, bruh?
I think that people that enjoy that would probably enjoy this game just because the graphics look fucking amazing. It looks actually pretty intense. Like the design and the graphics look like badass. But for people like me that would, you know, like, I'm sure, I don't imagine that there are a lot of farmers out there that play like Farming Simulator, you know?
I think that's all they do.
Really? Oh, maybe that's how they're making all of our food. But as someone like I just feel like this would be a really fun game to play. You get to play with 19 all-terrain vehicles. I think the scenery in the game itself is really stunning as well. Untamed sandbox environment. I love these descriptions. Overhauled graphics. You know, maybe like some sweet overhaul, you know.
I don't know how you like your graphics. I like mine overhauled.
I like mine with lots of torque.
Oh yeah, bruh.
And advanced physics engines. It sounds like I'm making fun of this game, but I really do think it looks badass. And it does have a co-op too, so you get to play with your friends. You guys know I love those co-op games. But it does have objectives and deliveries that you have to make in extreme conditions, and I think it's fun for, you know, the type of game that it is. It seems like a driving simulator, really, but totally something I would check out.
Here's what I'm loving in one of the little like GIFs. They have one Jeep tandem pulling another Jeep, and it's pulling it down the hill. Those physics just look incredible. They really, we are kind of like pulling the leg on this game and like trying to act like they're like extreme, but this game's physics look amazing. The graphics look really realistic. The mud spinning on the tires just looks unbelievable.
Yeah, I think what I'm planning on doing with this is trying it out.
Hmm.
And it seems realistic enough that if I enjoy it, I'll probably actually like off-roading. So, next year, like my new hobby might be off-roading.
Dude, nice. We'll get you a monster sponsorship. You're gonna be extreme.
Yeah, for sure.
My indie for the week would be Codename Cure. This game, just off the bat, was released October 31st. It already has 10,735 user reviews. Very positive, all of them. This
That's
game,
crazy.
it really is. It is free to play, I believe. Yeah, it's a free to play game. The graphics are not that spectacular. They kind of feel like graphics from 5 years ago, kind of like Half-Life 2 graphics, which aren't bad at
Yeah.
all. It's just they're a little dated. This is a zombie apocalypse. Codename Cure is a first-person cooperative zombie game with support up to 5 players, providing dynamic, fast-paced zombie fragging with both objective and survival-based missions. This game kind of feels like a free-to-play version of Left 4 Dead. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
but they're adding in classes to it. There's like snipers and assaults, up to 5 players now instead of 4. I'm not sure too much on the differences between this and Left 4 Dead, but it just, when I saw like the 10,000 user reviews are very positive and it's free to play, just immediately like hits you like, what does this game have going on for it?
Yeah, I think one of the things that's really impressive here is the fact that you don't have to pay anything,
Yeah.
literally nothing to play it. And it's not necessarily doing anything unique or new or
Mhm.
amazing. But for those budget gamers, I mean, you can't really beat something like this, especially if
Yeah.
you like, shooters. So
Yeah, definitely. Like free to play, I'm absolutely gonna give this a shot and see what it's all about. It kind of looks like a easy game to kind of pick up and play without getting too committed to anything.
yeah,
Like you
yeah.
come from work, you just want to frag some zombs, you know, chill out, and I'm
Just
ready
chill it
for.
out. Either doing your intense, just chilling, doing your off roading, or chilling, fragging some zoms. Keeping it
Uh,
chilled, bras.
and listen to this developer and publisher name. I don't know if this is like one guy or his team name. Haba Ulagaler _X.
I would say Lugalar.
Huba Lugalar.
Huba Lugalar.
That dude sounds like he's ready to party.
My
Huba
old
Lugalar?
my old grandpa Huba Lugalar. You know,
Ah, revered.
yeah, great man.
I remember when I read his obituary, I was like, this dude's got a fucking sweet ass name.
Yeah, for real. Rip. Um, no,
All
for
right.
real though, I loved him. All right, I'm done.
I love my grandpas too. All right, let's go back through our list real quick for the good, the bad, and the indie. What do you got?
All right, so my good was Debris. It's developed and published by Moonray Studios. Price point 1999. It is an underwater action adventure. Some horror elements. I would say more suspense. I would say set yourself up for suspense,
Hmm.
not straight up horror. My bad is going to go ahead and be Jump Sky. Um,
The Jump
developed
Sky.
and published by jumpsky.co.
Ooh,
And it is a free to play game that I am highly not recommending. You
interesting.
can jump in it.
Interesting.
That's the game. That's the definable feature of the game. You can jump in it.
You're a
And
marble and you're jumping around.
my
Goddamn.
indie, yeah, my indie is a driving kind of task based game, though it is open world driving simulator, spin tires mud runner, and you off road, you accomplish tasks and objectives, and you just get to drive around in some sweet shit. It's priced at $29.99. Published by Focus Home Interactive and developed by Saber Interactive.
All right, cool. Mine would be Assassin's Creed Origins. It's a $60 game released from Ubisoft. This is kind of return to the glory days of Assassin's Creed, where they actually cared about the games they were making. It's got nothing but good reviews. If you're a fan of Assassin's Creed, series like I am, but have stepped away from it, this is kind of the game that they want you to jump back in with. My bad for the week would be Ninja Way, developed and published by Bullet Games. This game, like, it tells you to wake up and play this game, but this game's just going to put you to sleep. You don't want to check this game out. It's a money grab, and they're going to be banking it at $1.59. Don't check this one out. You got better things to do in your life. And then my indie for the week would be Codename Cure from the Hooba Goobler X, developed and published, free to play. This is a throwback to the Half-Life 2 visuals, playing kind of in the Left 4 Dead zombie apocalypse. There's horde mode, survival mode. You get to pick from 1 to 5 classes. It feels like a game. It's free to play. It's got 10,000 very positive reviews on Steam. I don't exactly know what all the hype's about. I really want to get into it, and you should probably do it for yourself, because if 10,000 people are telling you to do something, you should probably do it. What? Peer pressure,
That's
right?
all it takes. Yeah, I guess. It's like the, signing up, sign here. And then if we get 10,000, signatures, then they're supposed to at least respond to us.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, I get it.
There we go. That's the good, the bad, the indie for October 22nd through November 4th. Check those games out. So let's wrap the podcast up here real quick. Before we take off, we have seen a big uptick in views and listens to this podcast, and I personally want to thank everybody. Thanks for checking us out. Very cool.
Thank you. And thanks for all the comments, guys. Like you've been commenting on our videos and saying can't believe you don't have more listens and everything. And a part of me is just do you really mean that? But for real, it's really nice to hear, even if you're just full of shit. And so keep telling us that it's getting us through.
It's just pumped up. Yeah, I just want to take a quick second to know that kind of stuff has been noticed. It's a big uptick. We're getting 1,000 listens on the podcast, which that's kind of what our goal was, and then all of a sudden we're getting there. So thanks for the support, everyone who's linking to us and promoting us, especially Dakotas. And all you Fortnite people, I see everyone there who says Dakotas has sent you here. We see you. Thank you. Appreciate it, guys. If you want to check out our YouTube channel, it is youtube.com/Backspace Nomads. If you're listening to us on Apple, iTunes, Google Play, or Stitcher, and you want to rate us or subscribe us, thank you. That helps us with discovery so much. And if you want to get into contact with us, you can find us on Twitter at Backspace Nomads or backspacenomads.com. That is a mouthful, and I am not a good host. I apologize. We're working on it. Maybe by episode 38 we'll be a little better. But that's
only 1 week away.
Oh, I'm feeling positive.
Oh,
I'm feeling good. I can tackle challenges, and my mouth is a challenge, apparently. That's episode 37 for us. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys on episode 38 next week. Bye, everybody.
Bye.